to understand why I'm bringing up my ex, guys, we need to dive into the Stellar Blade drama, okay? What has gone on with Stellar Blade? Well, I have a YouTube video that I want to watch, and we're gonna get into it, okay? It's by Smash JT. I love this guy. Essentially, to summarize before we watch the video, the internet is basically going berserk over the character design of one of the characters in the upcoming Stellar Blade game, okay? Saying it's pedophile bait. I strongly disagree, and I have the belief that if you think, and I'm gonna prove this, if you think that Stellar Blade is pedophile bait, then you have no room to be playing the video game Genshin Impact. Because a lot of the characters in those games are actual literal children. So, let's get into it. This video is by Smash JT. You'll see it in the video description. Okay.
We're not going to really talk about Stellar Blade and how fun and amazing the game looks. No. Because unfortunately, when it comes to social media, you always get a certain group of people that want to, I don't know if it's inner thoughts and inner monologues that they got to go to the public square with, or if they're just doing it for baiting interaction. But there is a certain segment of the population that has to always jump towards PDF allegations when it's a Asian girl that looks like she's probably in her young 20s.
The character that this is based off, by the way, is in her early 20s. And what do Asian women look like in their early 20s? Well, yeah. Does that look like somebody in their 20s? I would say no. Okay. Yeah. Like, guys, none of you making these accusations have ever laid your eyes upon a beautiful early 20s Asian woman. I swear, none of you have. None.
Even though this is an android in the game, they're still saying that this is...
It's a robot dog.
Giving PDF vibes to them because of how she looks and how this is pandering to a certain group of guys. With that being said, we're going to start with this Nib95 guy, which has since deleted this tweet after getting so much blowback from the community. They said, enjoyed Stellar Blade, but hate that they've made Eevee look like she's 12 to 14 years old in Blood Rain. Does that look like a 12 to 14-year-old girl to you?
Okay, sorry, Smash, but I gotta barge in again. Here's the thing people don't understand about this character. They took a early 20s Asian woman and photo scanned her. You cannot make this shit up. She's in her early 20s. They hired her to come into the video game studio, get photo scanned. Do you guys understand what that means? Okay? Hold on. Sorry, Smash. We're gonna go Google. Photo scanning for video games. This is what they do. But it's more condensed, right? So to get an accurate read, right? To get an accurate read of what the person looks like, it's like this, dog. I'm not even shitting you. There's so many cameras in a circle, it's actually insane. But, again, the internet wants to go fucking batshit crazy calling everyone who likes this character design a fucking pedophile, when it was a early 20s Asian woman who was hired by the game studio to come in and get photo scanned.
Not to me, but to each their own. Okay. Sexualization of adult-looking women's one thing. Pandering to pedos with sexualization of child or young teen-looking girls is different. This ain't it. I got to be honest, guys. When I watched the trailer, I am a father of a young girl. The idea of, oh, this girl looks like pedo bait, that didn't even enter my mind. Like, how is this even part of a conversation? Actual gameplay of it being shown with the cutscenes, and of course, Shift Up doing some fan service, as they always do with these games. Now, you could say an Asian girl in her 20s looks typically younger than maybe a girl from anywhere else in the world. So you got to penalize.
I wonder why that is. Maybe because they eat healthier. Maybe because they exercise. Maybe because they endure less stress. But no, they look like a 12-year-old, so anyone who's attracted to her is immediately a pedophile. No, go fuck yourself. That logic is so convoluted and destructive and retarded, it's unbelievable.
Girls for being Asian? Is
Nice
that what
ass.
we're doing now? Or now automatically it's pedo bait? So I replied to him and I said, wild to announce inner urges like this in the public town square.
For real?
Sheesh. And Nip replied, attacking the person calling out the sexualization of underage looking girls instead of the content or ones attacking him for it is a much bigger self-report. I'm pro-sexualization of women, by the way, but adult-looking women, all right? So he's giving me all his examples previously where he's like, oh, these girls are hot because they're adult-looking women. And I reply, while I appreciate the follow-up and additional context, my point was your initial take comes across as sus as fuck. And he said, why can't it just be someone who cares about protecting against young sexualization and is more vocal in a post-Epstein world? To which I reply, but the person implying she is young is you. She's Asian. Should all Asian women be lambasted for appearing how they do simply because it fits your post-Epstein world narrative?
Exactly! See, I am convinced that none of the people making these pedophile allegations against Stellar Blade have ever met a young Asian woman who is actually drop-dead gorgeous. Okay? I am absolutely convinced that none of that has ever happened before. Okay?
And he replied, the vast majority of adult Asians don't look this young. For the record, I'm Asian. So now apparently this is a 12-year-old girl, according to this guy. I said, the vast majority of Asian women that are in their 20s absolutely do. What a goalpost moving non-answer. And he says, that's horseshit, dude. And after all that, he ends up deleting his post. He was getting a lot of brushback from the entire community for that. I'm like, bro,
why.
You saying this initially is the worst look. Savvy. Oh, struck a nerve, Nib. Deleted his attacks on Evie, claiming he sees a real human child when looking at a fictional woman. Blocked me too. Didn't like me showing him his own words.
Exactly.
This comes on the heels of him claiming gamers don't know anything about women and should meet real women. I'd say he needs to do the same. But his insistence he sexualizes adult-looking women is overcompensation that gives every woman alarm bells.
Yes.
So I wouldn't want to subject any woman to someone so uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Only women with big tits would be allowed to exist, according to that freak. Australia personified in real time. It says the original post deleted, saying, you're disgusting, saying you only want characters that you approve of to exist. You're also overcompensating in the way that triggers alarm bells for most women. Flat-chested, big-eyed women exist. You sound Australian with wanting to ban not adult-looking women. Stupid bitch. I think I think I see why he blocked you with that
Yeah,
one.
no shit.
Although I see why you said it too. But there's all.
But yeah, okay, so enough of the video. We've gotten enough context. Here's why I wanted to pull up my ex. Because, guys, I'm going to be entirely honest. I'm an asshole. And here's the thing. I have gone on record saying that I will always keep an eye on those who depart from me, right? So, like, if they decide to exit my life, you know, I'll keep tabs on them from afar. And the reason for that is because I care about these people. I care about these people to a degree that I want to make sure that they're actually following through with what they told me, right? She told me that she needed to grow as a person. Well, we're gonna find out that that is not the case, okay? You know what's crazy? She unretweeted the tweet right here. She retweets a post that has me deeply concerned. If you voted for Trump, then do not engage. If you voted for Trump, then kill yourself. Ollie, I gotta ask, did you ever actually grow as a person? 'Cause I'm gonna say this right now. That is not the actions or the words of somebody who has actually grown. Okay? Telling somebody to kill themselves over a political opinion or just a differing opinion from you could land you a lot of felony charges, okay? Especially if somebody were to follow through with it and name you specifically as the reason why in their suicide note. Hey, my friend came in clutch, guys. My friend came in clutch. Yes, sir. There's the post. There's the post right there. Right there. Right fucking there. Screenshotted from my boy Rich. Yes, sir. But yeah, there's the retweet. There's the retweet where she's covering this shit. I have to ask, Ollie, if you're telling people to kill themselves over differing political opinions, you told me 2 years ago when we separated mutually, because I'm gonna admit to you and I'm gonna put this out there in public, when you said you wanted to leave, I wasn't gonna hold you here because I saw it as a way out too, because of your toxicity. Here's the thing about me that I'm just gonna put this out there in public. I am a mirror. What you give me is what I give you. If you're toxic to me, I'm gonna be toxic right back to you. Ollie, if you ever come across this VOD or this video, because yes, this segment of my stream is going to go up on YouTube. If you ever come across this, let this be a message for you, because I need you to understand the magnitude in which you are operating right now. You are actively advocating for people to kill themselves if they have a differing political opinion than you. If someone ever followed through with that and wrote your name down as to being the lead cause as to why they followed through with suicide, you will face up to 10 years prison and maybe a $25,000 to a $250,000 fine when you get out of prison. And it ain't gonna be no regular prison, by the way, because if somebody goes through with it and names you as the leading cause, you might be landing a murder charge, right? Thus, you're probably gonna end up in federal prison, right? Not just regular prison, federal prison. I care about you still. And it hurts me to see that you are acting this way. Still, this is the reason why I wanted to leave you. Ollie, you know how many times you threatened to cut yourself because you and I had the slightest disagreement, and you would threaten to cut yourself if I didn't capitulate to what you wanted to? Yeah, I'm throwing it out there in public. You, yes you, Ollie, threatened to cut yourself multiple times if I didn't concede and just give in to what you wanted to. I'm tired of seeing you say that I am mad because you're happy without me. No, it's rather the inverse. I'm happy without you. I loved you, Ollie. Again, I'm gonna say this point blank blunt period. The reason I keep tabs on you is because I want to make sure you're going down the path of actual meaningful growth. Based on what I've been seeing, I can wholeheartedly say that that is not the case. The reason I'm talking about Ollie in regards to the Stellar Blade drama, she is actively currently grinding Persona 3 Reloaded in Genshin Impact. What is Genshin Impact? Well, she wants to bitch about child characters. Well, like, guys, look at this shit. You want to bitch about child characters? You're playing a game with it. Make it make sense, bro. I'm gonna leave it there.